First and foremost, Fred Meyer was a retailer with a great idea. We all know this as one-stop shopping, but he was more than that. The Wall Street Journal described him as the last of the great American entrepreneurs, and everyone from employees to customers called him Mr. Meyer. Today, the genius of his ideas still appeals to customers because those ideas still offer value for your time and money. With food, clothes, home products, prescriptions, and so on, a weekly shopping list probably has enough items to send you to 2 or 3 different stores. But at Fred Meyer, you can take that list to one store and get more shopping done with one-stop shopping than any other store. And that was what Mr. Meyer was all about, saving his customers time and money. And now, a moment with Fred and Eva.
So, Mr. Meyer, tell me about yourself.
I was born in 1886 in Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in the grocery business delivering goods for my father with a horse-drawn wagon. At the age of 19, I decided to travel west. I ended up in Portland, Oregon, where I started my own business, delivering coffee to homesteaders and loggers. I expanded my business to a stall in the public market.
What did you do to make your business stand out from the competition?
Well, every week I'd put items on sale. Put them all the way in the back of the store and they'd be below cost. That way people would have to come all the way to the back of the store to purchase their goods. And on the way up front, they'd pick up other items. My competitors were wondering how I was making sales. I was able to save enough money to expand my business. So in 1917, I moved to a larger location. This is where I started the concept of cash and carry.
What is cash and carry?
Well, back then, markets had many different stalls. Some for tea, coffee, dairy, butcher shop. The customer would go to each stall and wait for a clerk to scoop it out of a bin and sell it to them. I began to prepackage goods like flour and sugar, and then I'd have a person up front to ring up all your purchases at one time.
So does this mean that you invented self-service?
Oh no, the library invented it. I just found a good use for it.
So Eva, when did the two of you get married?
Oh, we were married in 1920, and I have to tell you, Fred is a real tiger.
How did you become such an important part of the Fred Meyer store?
Well, before we were married, I owned a small coffee shop, and after we were married, I added a coffee shop to the store, and we called it Eve's. Eventually, I became the bar and supervisor of the tobacco, candy, coffee, and mayonnaise departments. Fred knows how much I love mayonnaise.
Yes, I do.
I would always find time to listen to the employees' problems, both personal and professional, and I always tried to treat the employees as friends.
How were you able to expand business during the Depression of 1932?
Well, I've always said, business is always good for the good merchant. This means two things. First, realize consumer confidence plays an important part in retail. A merchant should always say, business is good to set a positive environment. No one wants to shop with a loser or when business is bad. Second, a good merchant always finds a way to do business well. That means doing it the way the customer wants it done. a great example of this when I noticed the business at the downtown store was not growing as fast as it should be. I discovered that fewer people were visiting because the police had begun ticketing the cars. I didn't want to lose that business, so I'd gather up all the tickets, take them to the police station, and pay for them out of my own pocket. And while I was there, I'd get their addresses to find out where they were all coming from. Once I realized they were all coming from a single location in Northeast Portland, I decided to build my next store there on 42nd and Sandy Boulevard.
Was this the start of the Hollywood store?
Yeah, we opened that store in 1931. You remember, Eve? In addition to being one of the earliest suburban markets, we took some chances on new ideas such as free parking. You remember the lube rack, Eve?
I'll never forget that.
Customer could get a grease job for 49 cents while shopping.
The night before it opened, he told me that if the idea suburban shopping didn't work, we were flat broke.
Don't worry, honey. The next day, our worries were calmed. We had nearly 300,000 people visit the store during the 5-day grand opening celebration.
What else did you do to promote business during the Depression?
Well, we started donating to organizations such as the Salvation Army and the Portland Police Department Sunshine Division, traditions that still live on today. We also found ways to help our customers enjoy some fun despite the hard times by creating the Lucky Buck. Each purchase earned the customer a Lucky Buck. These bucks could be used in wild and crazy ways. We would hold auctions in the parking lot. People would find themselves bidding on items with the Lucky Bucks that they otherwise could not afford.
I've heard that you used unique promotions and advertising campaigns to maintain business through the 30s and 40s.
My favorite was we mixed peppermint oil with the printing ink to make an ad for peppermint candies and cake. The whole paper smelled just like candy.
We also had the Barnum and Bailey Circus come to town a few times for store opening and local entertainment. Customers could use their Lucky Bucks to purchase seats for stage shows and concerts.
Didn't you use the Barnum and Bailey Circus for your Southeast Portland store grand opening?
Yes, we did. We made Time magazine for that grand opening. We had a circus tent, lions, tigers, Lucky Buck auction, 300-pound cake, and we all also advertised that we were going to give away a free baby to some deserving parents. Boy, did that make people mad. We had preachers raging and politicians picketing.
People of the flock, we cannot have this. Fred Meyer is working with the devil, giving away an innocent baby, one of God's gifts to us.
Oh my God.
Why, this is an outrage. We will burn in hell for this. My brothers and sisters, we must come together and fight this evil.
Amen.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Let him know the face of Satan. Who is this man?
My God.
No, Fred Meyer.
My fellow Oregonians, I come to you on this Dimsel Day to speak to you and help ask for your support against Fred Myers. This man is wrong. I ask you, who has the right to give away a baby? That's right, a baby. I say we join together, stand up, and I promise you I'll not let this happen in our town. Fred Myers is to make a mockery of our town and our country, and I won't stand for this. And don't forget to vote for me on election day.
And the funny thing was, the free baby was actually a free baby pig.
Good. Do you have any words of wisdom for the associates out there today?
Take care of the customer, and everything else will take care of itself.
If Mr. Meyer were still alive today, he'd probably marvel at what our company has become. And then at that point, he'd probably take his cane and rap it right on the table. He'd bring us back to our principles here at Fred Meyer. Our principles are our customers. Always look for ways to save our customers money and time, is what Fred Meyer used to say. Always give your customers good value for their money. Always make their shopping experience so well that they'll return to shop with us again and again.